I want to give a shout out to our new sponsor here on the channel, Prize Picks. If you want to add some excitement to this football season, Prize Picks is the best way to do it. I've been crushing it already this year. It's super easy. You just pick 2 or more players, choose if they'll go for more or less on their projected stats, and boom, place your entry. It's super simple and fast. Lock in your picks in less than 60 seconds. And to play, I have just the deal for you guys. When you sign up with Prize Picks, use code DOUBLEMOVE. You'll get a guaranteed $50 when you play just $5 in lineups. Plus, get the special Caleb Williams promo running right now. If he throws for just half a yard, you're good to go. So go to prizepicks.com or download the app and use my code DOUBLEMOVE to claim your $50. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring the channel. Now, let's get into the video. The Cowboys' offense in Week 2 was okay. They put up 19 points. Dak had 293 passing yards. Lamb had 90 of those. Tolbert had 82. We wouldn't say it was a great offensive performance, but it wasn't terrible either. The defense was objectively terrible. For the offense, though, I think there's a lot of room for improvement, whether that's in the running back room, the wide receivers, the tight ends, the play calling. And I'm looking at you, Mike McCarthy. Today, though, I want to talk about improving the wide receiver options on game day, because to improve the running backs or tight ends, Cowboys are going to have to probably go out and trade for somebody or wait for Jake Ferguson to be healthy and hope that he can help a little bit. But for the wide receivers, I think there's a little move that could potentially help as soon as Week 3, and that's with making Ryan Flournoy, the Cowboys' 2024 6th-round pick, active and dressed on game day. Last week, we saw Jalen Brooks struggle. He fell on a route that ended up being an interception. He struggled blocking guys on run plays, and just overall, he had a bad game. One bad day shouldn't lose you your job, but with a guy like Flournoy behind you, it could. Flournoy is a big-bodied, athletic freak of a wide receiver. We talked about it when the Cowboys drafted him. He's in the 90th percentile amongst wide receivers in terms of athleticism. When you pair that with how much he played in college, his maturity level, him being 24 years old, that's a guy that could be on an NFL field right now, especially with how the Cowboys wide receiver room has looked so far. Outside of what Flournoy can do for you in the receiving game, he's a damn good blocker as well. In just the second preseason game, he really showed his tenacity as a blocker on the outside. And with your 4th wide receiver, that's something that they need to be able to do. We saw a block cost the Cowboys against the Saints on a Brandon Cooks run play where Brooks just got beat so bad that Cooks never even had a chance to get to the edge. It's small stuff like that that just really kills drives. It takes points off the board, and it makes your offense actively worse. And I'm not here to call for Jalen Brooks' job. I'm sure he's a great guy. If the Cowboys want to make Brooks active, that's fine. But also make Ryan Flournoy active. He hasn't dressed for game day yet, despite being on the Cowboys' 53-man roster and showing a lot of promise in the preseason. The Cowboys want to carry 6 wide receivers. Carry 6 wide receivers, or make him active over another position group. I'm sure there's someone he could play over that hasn't been good so far. I don't know. If that's Brooks, then that's Brooks, but the wide receivers need some help. The offense needs more playmakers. We've talked about it to death, but CeeDee Lamb is the Cowboys' best weapon, and rightfully so, making $34 million a year. But after that, there isn't anyone else that reliably shows up game over game outside of Lamb and Ferguson. It's especially bad at those wide receiver 3 and 4 spots. I will say that Jalen Tolbert has been better over the past 2 games compared to what we saw over the first 2 years, but you really need more from him. He just hasn't been good enough to be a solid wide receiver 3 that teams respect. I'm willing to keep trying for at least a little bit to get him reps, get him out on the field, but that experiment is gonna wear thin pretty quickly. On the other hand, the wide receiver 4 position definitely needs more. According to playerprofiler.com, Jalen Brooks ranks 109th in the league in terms of target separation when the ball arrives, and his EPA as a receiver ranks 125th. Now, I'm talking about Flournoy getting more snaps, but I know that some people are going to comment that Turpin should get a chance. And yes, the small receiver out of the slot that maybe has some downfield ability is definitely intriguing. But I think he's kind of worn thin on the coaching staff in terms of being a reliable receiver that they want to put on the field. And no hate to Turpin, I think he's a great returner. He's electric with the ball in his hands. He has big play potential in those situations. But he had a drop in week 1 against the Browns that hit him square in the chest. I don't think they trust him all that much, and I can't say that I disagree with the coaching staff if that's what they think. And it's probably a big reason that we've seen so much of Jalen Brooks, especially in week 2. So if we're trying to find that wide receiver 4 and Turpin didn't work out in week 1, Jalen Brooks didn't work out in week 2, let's give everybody a chance and try Flournoy in week 3. Turpin and Brooks have had their chances. We've seen what it was. It's Flournoy time. Apparently, Will McClay really liked him coming out of the draft, so maybe that's someone that can kind of vouch for him on game day this week against Baltimore. Of course, it's ultimately up to the coaching staff, Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer, but maybe there's some voices in that building backing Flournoy. Now, maybe there's a reason that we haven't seen a whole bunch of the 6th round pick. Maybe there's some stuff that he struggled with the playbook, or how much the coaching staff trust him, how much Dak trusts him. I don't know. He did have that fumble in the preseason game against the Rams, and that might be a reason that they don't trust him quite yet. But at this point, I'm ready to try anything to get some juice in the wide receiver room. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. They might want to see another Jalen Brooks game. But if it were up to me, Flournoy is active on the field and acting as the 4th option on Sunday. Why not? Let's try to find some playmakers. By the way, yes, this is a different room. We travel a lot. Let me know if you like the background, if it's too distracting. This is literally just the spare bedroom. If it's bothering everybody, then I guess I'm going to go buy a green screen or something. So leave your comments and thoughts on that. Also, go check out Prize Picks. It'll be in the description and pinned as the top comment on this video. And that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I love you all, and I'll see you probably tomorrow.